You can go with your hot take that this version of World of Warcraft is better than that version. I won't be doing that here. Ultimately, they cater to different audiences, and I'll tell you why I will be playing Dragonflight more. Albert Camus roughly said that the only philosophical question that matters is why don't you kill yourself? In gaming terms, that translates to why don't you just play another game? In this case, a different version of World of Warcraft. To answer that, you have to understand why you like to play World of Warcraft in the first place. The reason I play WoW is that its PvP is fun and unique. Since I was a kid, one of my favorite things to do is to play a new album from start to finish while PvPing in BGs or Arena. You may be asking why WoW PvP versus League of Legends, for example. League of Legends is free to play, has better balancing, and solely a PvP game. Some people say the only reason you play WoW is because of nostalgia, Stockholm Syndrome, or sunken cost. I know other people point to character movement, responsiveness, PvE, lore, community, and I think WoW definitely does the best out of any other MMO for the entire package. I am only saying that World of Warcraft's PvP is the best out of any MMO I have played so far. I would love nothing more than any other game to change that opinion. However, when I want to decompress, WoW PvP is my chosen escapism. That is enough for me not to play another game. The question then turns to Dragonflight or Wrath of the Lich King. I also want to note that it's not an either or, you can definitely be playing both. However, personally, my schedule is going to be extremely busy for the foreseeable future, so I do have to decide where I want to focus my time. What I'm looking for is the most fun while being able to progress through PvP. We will start with Wrath. Wrath positives. Hunter's PvP gameplay is at its best state from the first 3 versions of WoW. The instant damage, mobility, and utility makes Hunter PvP very fun. Once you hit 80, it is also very easy to gear through dungeons and raids. Hunters are underrepresented, so we get a ton of loot to ourselves, which is a nice perk. Wrath negatives. It's limited to your own server, which makes it very hard to PvP. It's also old content, so you do not feel the same satisfaction when you accomplish something, like getting your best in slot pieces or finishing a raid, or even hitting 80. The marginal utility theory does a good job at explaining this. The law of diminishing marginal utility states that as more of the good is consumed, the additional satisfaction from another bite will eventually decline. The marginal utility is the satisfaction gained from each additional bite. As more of the good is consumed, we gain less additional satisfaction from consuming another unit. As a practical tip, when you go to a restaurant with a friend or couple, share plates. You get to try more food, it destroys order envy, and it also could save you a ton of money. If you want to debate this, come to my Discord. Alright, now Dragonflight. The positives. I like trying new things. Every accomplishment feels that much more rewarding. Hitting max level, getting a new item, finding a new pet or mount. WoW being my favorite game, I like seeing new features and trying them out. The survival spec for Hunter is also my favorite spec of all time. Zooming all over the place, the traps, the bombs, the control you have, it's such a rewarding playstyle and does fulfill my class fantasy. Dragonflight has the best player experience and way more accessible. Gearing up through PvP is infinitely better than any previous expansion. You get a new piece every 2 to 3 BGs, you can PvP with anyone on either faction or server, which gets rid of the time to find or group up with other players. I also think solo queue is probably the coolest feature that WoW has brought into PvP in a long time. I heard Ian say that he wants to bring this over to BGs, and I am super excited to see how that turns out. For the Dragonflight negative, please let me know in the comments what you don't like about it. The ability to log in and automatically queue into a solo queue to increase rating and jump out whenever I want, and the other reasons listed is why I will be playing Dragonflight more. I do look forward to Uldor and ICC, but the PvP is far more rewarding in Dragonflight. Please subscribe if you want to see more Hunter content.